I'd like to welcome you to this edition of EMU Today TV. Sarah Polaraki, how are you?
Doing great today. How are you?
I'm doing just great. We have a great show today. And it's something that's very near and dear to your heart, I'm sure, right?
Yes, I'm actually very excited to have this person on there with us.
Well, let's just jump right into it. I'm so pleased to welcome Ms. Pam Cardell, and she is the Assistant Managing Director for EMU Theater, which is part of the School of Communication, Media, and Theater Arts. Pam, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
I'm so excited to have this conversation because both of you are going to teach me, as well as everybody out there watching today, about a great program that we have at EMU Theater.
Wonderful.
Tell us briefly about your role over there.
My role at EMU Theater, I am the Assistant Managing Director, and my job is never boring. I get to do a little bit of everything. I help run the marketing and promotions. I run our scholarship program. If I were working in a professional theater currently, I would be more of a producer. So I make sure that all of our productions have everything that they need. I get to sit in on casting. Occasionally I get to help paint a set or make a prop. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you're very much involved in the theater, aren't you?
Yes, I've actually been working for Pam for 3 years now, and I've become a entertainment design and technology minor. We have a habit over there of adopting people and taking them into the program. So it's become a huge involvement of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually how I got involved, was through the fact that we have non-major and minor auditions. I was wondering if you could just talk about how unique that feature is.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the really nice things about EMU's program, is we are not a cookie cutter program. We really like to look at the individual and make sure that we're serving the individual as best we can. And one of the ways that we like to do that is to make sure that all of our auditions and our crew calls are open to any currently enrolled EMU student, regardless of major, as long as they're in good academic standing. Academics do come first. So we want to make sure that you're doing well there before you get involved in productions. But we love diversity. We love having a wide, wonderful, diverse group of students working on our shows.
Yeah, and speaking of shows, I know that we have some slides that we want to share, and we're going to share those with you right now in terms of what's happening over at the theater. And I think, Sarah, you took some of these slides. Kind of let us know.
I did not, actually.
You did not? Okay, my bad.
Oh, I took that one.
You took that one? Let's talk about what's happening in these slides. What are we looking at right now?
Well, I think what we have today are several production stills that we use for publicity purposes. So that's Parker Nolan and Savannah Damuth from our October production of She Loves Me. It was a musical that started our season. And this is Milk Like Sugar. This was a wonderful production that happened in our Sponberg Theater in November. A fine, extraordinary cast of young women and a couple of gentlemen. And this is James and the Giant Peach. This was our November-December production. And we did a lot of work actually with accessibility on this production. That was something new for us, and we're hoping to expand that to further productions.
You know,
and this is Sweat. Here we go.
And as we're going through this, though, it's my understanding that Eastern has been ranked one of the top programs in the country. Is that right? We
have, yeah. That came out this past summer. We were excited that we were ranked 15th in the nation. So if you have not yet checked out an EMU Theater production, come give us a spin. We do great work over there. Our students are amazing.
How much time, sir, do you spend over there?
Most of it.
All of it.
Most of the time, yeah. I see Pam a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you're in EMU Theater, it becomes a lot like a community of its own within the EMU community. So most of the people in those pictures that we just saw, like I see on a daily basis.
You really?
Yeah.
What brought you to Eastern?
What brought me to Eastern? I knew that I wanted to do theater. I had been accepted at University of Southern California, and my parents were not super happy about me traveling quite so far from home. So Eastern gave me great scholarship and great opportunity. I loved the fact that coming to Eastern, I was able to audition as a freshman and be considered for major roles as a freshman, and that was not something that I was eligible to do at other schools in the area. So. Yeah, Eastern's theater program brought me here.
And I think as well, we have a video that we want to share as well. We'll let the audience get a chance to check out this video that, again, shows the students in action and all the great works that are taking place here from an educational standpoint. I think, and that's the beauty of the types of programs. It's hands-on, and you're getting the experience of really being engaged and involved in these types of major productions.
And there's a lot of outreach for asking students if they want the opportunities, just reaching out to them. I know through the accessibility program, I know we also have our EDT students do some VR work, isn't it? We show the directors walkthroughs of their own sets or something of the sort?
So we have helped to create an amazing virtual reality component. So we can take a set for an upcoming production and we can have our director and design staff put on the VR goggles and they can actually walk themselves through the set to make sure, can an actor fit in here if I want to do this?
And what are we watching here? What is this?
That's from last year's production of Three Penny Opera. That was our season opener last year.
Well, so tell me, it looks like we have some great actors and actresses, so they have to go through the audition process and everything, really.
Yeah, we do at the beginning of each semester, we do large season auditions. And in the fall, we had just over 100 people that auditioned in the fall, and then we had 86 that auditioned in the winter. So it's an amazing, vibrant program, lots of different students involved.
Now, I saw on the Onstage blog post that we had just talked about with the ranking that we do, on average, 6 main stage productions. I know this year we're doing an extra on that.
Well, we do between 6 and 8 every year, so I think they went with the average for us there. But this year, we opened with She Loves Me, and then we did Milk Like Sugar, and then James and the Giant Peach in the fall semester. In the winter semester, we are doing Sweat, and then a musical review called Songs Unsung, Much Ado About Nothing, Shakespeare in April, and then I get the pleasure to direct our May-June production of She Kills Monsters. So 7 main stage productions, in addition to lab theater productions, touring productions. We have a lot going on over in Quirk.
Never enough to do. Yes.
Never a dull moment at all.
Now, when people hear theater, they usually think of acting. Some people who know theater then think of tech. What other kinds of programs do we have? Because I know we have grad programs and other things underneath our title.
One of the things that I think people are fascinated by is to learn that we have something called dramaturgy. Most people that come have never heard of it before, and we actually have a graduate assistantship in dramaturgy here at EMU, which is very exciting. So that person researches shows and provides information to the director and the cast and the crew and the designers on the production, as well as creates a study guide and any materials necessary for the production.
So as we've had a lot of students going through this program, any make it to the big time? Have a lot of these, any students going down to the Fox Theater in Detroit or Second City?
Oh, bigger than that.
Okay, give us a couple of examples. Give us a couple of examples.
You mentioned Second City. We have an alum, Antoine McKay, who did Second City here in Detroit and then in Chicago, and is now running his own theater company in Chicago. Certainly Dan Florek, who was on Law & Order SVU for many, many years and came back to visit us this past June to celebrate Quirk's 60th birthday. He was here. Currently, The Rookie on ABC with Nathan Fillion. His partner, Talia Bishop, is the character's name, is played by EMU alum Afton Williamson. So we have alums all over the place that are successful in a number of different areas, both on stage and off, and on screen.
And where do you see Sarah going next?
Where do I see? Sarah is incredibly talented. I know that she's going to leave us and head off to graduate school, but just like any of the students that are working over in Quirk, she is the driving force behind what we do, and she makes what we do happen. You know, if you were here in the control room with me now, you would see how many students are involved and are making ETV a possibility. So super grateful for our students.
Yeah. So do you want to stay in stage plays and involved in that, or do you want to kind of shift gears?
The biggest heartbreak of leaving EMU for me is going to be leaving EMU Theater. Yes. So
Why?
Just because it's been a unique way of finding friends, and it's unique overall. I can't think of another word. It's the program, the people, everything we do, the experimental stuff that we do has just made life so much more exciting for me in undergrad. So
I think theater, that's one of the beautiful things about theater, is we create community with theater. We draw people in. You have actors that are rehearsing together 4 hours a night, 6 days a week, for weeks on end to put a production together. You have crew that's working together backstage just as long. And then you put that together with an audience, and they've actually done research. When you put an audience together in a room watching a live production, their heart rates match, their breathing matches. So you're fostering this incredible community. and our students and our faculty and our staff and our audience certainly feel that. And I think that's what's part of keeping them coming back and being involved in EMU. We become a home, right?
And it's another form of, excuse me, it's another form of entertainment for people looking for things to do as well.
Absolutely,
That's outstanding.
absolutely. If you have not experienced a live theater production, I challenge you to do so, because it's quite a different experience than watching a film, than watching television, because you are separated. You know, there is that barrier that separates you, but when you're watching live theater, anything can happen, and there is this electric connection between the people on stage and the people behind stage and the audience that's out there. It's magical. We make magic in theater. That's what we do.
As we are closing down briefly, you have a couple of shows coming up again. You want to just kind of promote very quickly?
We do. We have opening Friday, September 8th, a production of Sweat, which was a Pulitzer Prize-winning performance, and that runs February 8th through 17. We'll finish off our season in March with Songs Unsung, Much Ado About Nothing in April, and then She Kills Monsters in May and June.
Well, Pam Cardell, Assistant Managing Director for EMU Theater, thank you for sharing with us this information. This is outstanding.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And congratulations for being involved with it as well.
She's
Glad to be there.
And have you taken classes at Strong Hall?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Well, if you have not taken classes over at Strong Hall recently, and you're taking classes over there now, you may not recognize that, right? You know why?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a great renovation that's been completed, and Natalia Escalante is going to tell you about this renovation of the recently completed renovation for Strong Hall. And I tell you what, after you see this, you're going to be so impressed that you're going to want to run right over there and sign up for classes over at Strong Hall. I got to tell you, it's a great piece from Natalia, and sit back and relax and enjoy it as well.
Everything with this building is new about Strong, except for your foundation and the structure.
Hey everyone, I'm Natalia Escalante for EMU Today. Today, we're in the newly renovated Strong Hall. Strong Hall was built in 1957 and has not seen many renovations since then. Today, while walking through, you'll see that Strong Hall is much more vibrant and brighter than ever before. Today, we'll be talking to the Strong Project Planning Team. Let's take a look.
We provide within this building about 25% of our STEM classroom labs, which is really important. And it rounds out the overall commitment that the university has for STEMs. Mark Jefferson Phase 1 and 2, and now Strong. We've got a complete science complex. It's a $40 million total project. The state approximately $30 million, and the university funds the other $10 million.
We shut down in fall of 2017, so we started work in August of that year, and we just completed the move back in here in December of 2018, opened up for first day of classes January 2019.
The broad concept for the building would be to break the box. Learning just doesn't take place in a classroom anymore. It takes place in the common areas, it takes place around the building.
So we opened up the building quite a bit. From wherever you stand, you can usually see natural light anywhere in this building. But we kept certain things. We wanted to make certain that the building reflected the tenants within the building, the people who use this building.
So you'll see in the main atrium, you'll see a star field with 3 constellations and then light fixtures that look like planets, or the natural stone on the walls or outside, bringing in geology.
You have to understand that there are very specialized needs for several of the programs, whether it's earth sciences or physics and astronomy, computational sciences. So when we had to meet those needs, you had to come up with very specific items. So the rooms were designed very appropriately through audiovisual systems, through IT systems, through the furniture, through the layout. How do those classrooms work, and how do they educate the students in those classrooms? The educational environment has changed, where it's been less of the one-on-one instruction to more collaborative efforts. So we created areas for the students to have those collaborative efforts, whether it's huddle rooms that they can reserve and sit off to the side, or whether it's just gathering areas where 3, 4, 5 students get together and have a whiteboard behind them and able to work out issues and work out some of their instructional ideas.
We put power in all the spots where students would be, so they could charge their laptops, their phones, things like that. So like here you can see in the auditorium, we integrated power in the desks, and it's also in all the seating niches and spots across the building. We did a really good job with integrating new technology into this building, but also another key component was getting the infrastructure in, so whenever technology does change, because that's inevitable, that it'll be easy to retrofit with new technology as well.
Positive feedback across the board, from the faculty to the students to the people just passing by to the entire EMU community. Alumni is coming back in. The favorite comment I've heard is a student who spent most of their college career here walked in and just didn't recognize the place. It was completely new, and that's what we're looking for. This is a rejuvenative effort.
That's all from Strong Hall. I encourage everyone to come over and take a look at this beautiful building. I'm Natalia Escalante for EMU Today.
Thank you, Natalia. Yes, go ahead and check out that Strong Hall renovation. It's a beautiful facility. Recently just had a grand opening and had a chance to stop by. It's phenomenal. What do you think about that as well? Incredible.
I'm going to be over at the ribbon cutting ceremony soon, and I'm very excited to see, hear and just see what people think of it.
Outstanding. Have you ever heard of a program called Digital Divas?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Well, we are so pleased to have with us Ms. Susan Gregory, and she's the interim director of the School of Technology and Professional Services Management, here to talk about this great program focusing on young Metro Detroiters and giving them a chance to get additional exposure here at Eastern Michigan. Welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Well, thank you. This is great. So Digital Divas has been on campus since 2011. It started in the information assurance program by the women, undergraduate women, felt, they wanted to help mentor young women coming into STEM-related careers, science, technology, engineering, and math. And so Skip Lover was the faculty member, and he really championed it, along with Bia Hamed. They put on the first one in 2011 with 100 students. And at that point, it had students that were from 7th through 12th grade. Now, if you have children, you know that that's a huge range, and to put them all together. But we had 100 students. Now, in 2018, we've split to having students that are in middle school in the fall, and then high school in the spring. 300 middle school students in the fall, and 550 high school students in the spring that come. So we've been doing this now. This will be the 10th. We're coming out in the 9th year, I think. And so it offers girls an opportunity to take 3 different workshops on campus. They come with their school advisors or teachers or parents, and they can choose a variety of workshops to participate in. We pay for it all. We get sponsors from industry with some great sponsors, always looking for more. And so 950 girls. So starting in the fall, we will add digital dudes.
All right.
So they're coming in. Yes, we did expand. And so digital dudes are coming. It's middle school boys, and that's going to be in November. November 8th of 2019. So we have, the workshops are all put on by industry professionals. And some faculty members in all different departments. I'm in the College of Technology, so we have engineering, aviation, simulation, animation, gaming, but we also go over to physics and biology and chemistry and math. So we bring these young girls onto campus, and a lot of them, it's the first time they've been on a campus.
Yeah, and you know, and STEM is really a hot area, and a lot of continued growth, and expose them at such a young age is certainly a plus. And then to your point, giving them that exposure and bringing them to a college university they've never been to before, that's got to be great experiences for them.
So the National Science Board in 2016 identified that STEM-related occupations are where we're going to be globally competitive, but we lag behind other countries. And so looking at it, we'll provide 1/6 of the jobs worldwide are going to be in STEM-related career fields. So we know we have to get to students, girls in particular, because not even 1/3 of people working in STEM fields are female. And so we know if we interact with them at the middle school age, 7th and 9th grade, we have a better impact upon where they continue on in their studies.
Well, what we want to do is we have a video clip we want to show, just kind of give people the understanding of what's happening and as part of this particular program called Digital Divas. So we have this tape. We're going to go ahead and cue it up right now and get a chance to show it.
The events are amazing. One of the events that I went and watched today was creating a zookeeper coding app. One of the other sessions I saw was creating a mobile app. So they were able to design an app based on a need that they saw. And one of my other favorite ones was the drone. So they were able to build and fly some drones, which, you know, you see drones all over the place now. It was so cool just seeing them enthusiastic about those and to see them involved in building things with their hands and asking questions, and that's what the event is all about.
It's exciting for girls to be involved in fashion and show how technology can be part of the fashion industry.
I think it also is a way for them to be creative and use the technology to display their talents and creativity.
It's a really fun experience just to learn different things about what you maybe want to go into for your career.
It's actually really interesting and it's not stressful at all, so it's like a break from school. But you do learn things, so it's good.
You learn a lot and you get to experience something different.
And also in future, if you're thinking of coming here, you get to know stuff what to do.
It's definitely an eye-opener for the different careers that are available to especially girls.
But there are opportunities in professional life where work is fun and fun is work.
That's an excellent program. That's an excellent video, and I know that you want to continue the conversation with a couple of questions for Susan as well.
Yes, I actually had the opportunity to be down there taking pictures of this past fall's Digital Divas, and I just loved seeing the lights go on in girls' eyes. Because I know that myself, when I was their age, I always felt that it was fundamentally wrong for me to go into these boys' jobs, and having that sort of influence, I'm sure, has been really effective with some of them. Have you had any students from the original Digital Divas events come back to Easter to study?
So it's interesting. We have a variety of students that came when they were in high school and then now are showing up at the university. We also have alumni that are at the university that helped to put on some of the workshops that are coming back as keynote speakers. So it's really good to see this kind of full circle, and then asking, how else can I get involved? Can I be a guest speaker in a class? Can I? And so we work together with the Engineering Society of Detroit, with Women in Engineering. We work with a lot of different companies that really want to help mentor and to expose students. It's kind of crazy to go there on the day that all these students are there because they're so excited and they see other girls that are so excited, and it's okay that they can get geeked out about, whatever they're doing. So I will stick my head in some of the workshops. I've learned things and I am not in that area. So it's really cool. And we've also branched then into doing summer programs. So whether it's formalized, where they're camps that they're coming and staying here on campus, or they're day camps that they're coming in. We have a manufacturing day where students come in and hear all about different careers. So we're doing a lot of things to reach in kind of structured environments and then unstructured environments where we can get students to think of the possibility. And if they don't see themselves in that position, they can't imagine themselves in that position.
Is this like a one-day workshop? Is it an extended program?
So the Digital Divas is one day.
One day.
They come in about 8:30 in the morning. They take 3 workshops. We feed them lunch because some of the school districts, they're coming from as far as Lansing to Monroe to Detroit to Jackson. And so some school districts don't have the money, so we pay for buses. We sometimes have to pay for substitute teachers. So we want to make sure that girls that want to come can come. Now, the challenge we're having is that we've had to turn down because we don't have the space.
It's actually a good problem to have, though.
It's a really good
it's
program,
yeah.
and that's why we split into middle school and then high school, because there was such, and school districts use it as a way to attract students that are interesting, but it's also to reward students for being curious, for being good students, that they can spend the day on campus.
Do you find after they go through this one-day program that their confidence actually increases even after one day? Do they feel a little bit more confident in themselves?
Well, I think,
more? What's the biggest difference that you've noticed?
I think part of it is that I listen to conversations.
Yeah.
And they'll be talking about, we did this, or did you do that? And so those kind of things are interesting. And we hope that they have those conversations with their parents and with their siblings to talk about the possibilities of doing things. And then we'll have parents come along and they're like, I had no idea. So it's really nice to engage so that they can support. So a lot of our programs really target minorities, females, and also persons of color, to get them to consider a job, a career in the STEM fields. So it's really, really exciting when you see them come. But I have to warn you, if you're there during the opening session, you better wear earplugs, because they are loud.
Now, would you say that there's a difference between the middle school program and the high school program?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And what would those be?
Absolutely. So middle school, because of just that they're a little more immature, they don't maybe have some of the social norms put on them, so they're willing to try things a little bit more, where the students that are in high school have some more experience. So some of them have more experience that they have already worked on doing some hardware things or to develop some software. So they're a little bit more advanced, but then again we get students that have had no experience. It's truly one of the most exciting things. And so we're coming up next month, and we are looking for companies to step up and really have an impact on, our future and our gllocal competitiveness.
Well, we're running out of time, so quickly, is there a website or people?
Yes, you can go to emesh.edu//Digital Divas. So there's information on sponsorship, there's information on registration, on the other camps that we run. So please check it out. It's great.
Well, I got to tell you, we thank you very much, Susan Gregory, for coming in and telling us and sharing this information about Digital Divas. Outstanding information. Thank you very much.
We're going to see you there, right?
Absolutely. I'll be there. You're going to be there too, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We expect all of you to be there as well as we begin to wrap up this edition of EMU Today. I want you to go out and make it a great day, make it a great month, and we will check you out the next time on the EMU Today TV. Go out and make it a great day.